Good afternoon, Cameron the Camel here, reporting again live from E-News Studio, where we bring you stories that count from people who care. We have heard many stories from our boys that have grown to men about their difficult trainings and missions that they were put through as soldiers. We know that soldiers' trainings is really tough, but how do they stand up to the test? How do they persevere to the end? Let us hear from our guest today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sergeant Jeff.
Hello everybody. Hi Cameron. Thank you for having me on the show today.
Wow, it's an honor to have you on our show today, Sergeant Jeff. Thank you so much for joining us today. We want to thank you for serving our nation. We know that a training for a soldier is really tough.
Yes.
What kept you going through all these years?
Wow. What kept me going through all these years has to be perseverance. When the training gets tough, we never and we will never give up, but persevere all the way till the end.
Wow, perseverance. That is really amazing.
Yes.
Can you share with us how tough your training is that you need to persevere so much?
Sure. Let's talk about what we do every day. Push-ups. We do push-ups when we are late. We do push-ups when our friends are late. We do push-ups when we train. And we even do push-ups as a game.
A game?
Yes, it's a good way and a fun way for us to train, to get stronger, so that we can persevere through the tough trainings.
Wow, if you say a game, I'm sure I would love to try it together with the audiences.
Well, let's try this game together. It's easier than push-ups, but let's see if these children can persevere through to the end in this game.
Wow, that sounds fun. Let's do it together with Sergeant Jeff.
Now, how do you play? First, you gotta get into your push-up position like this. Alright? When the timer starts, begin to do your shoulder taps like this as many times as you can before the buzzer goes off.
So let me start the timer for all of you. The game will begin in 3, 2, 1, go.
Come on, children. Remember, persevere! Let's persevere to the end. Don't give up. Alright, well done persevering children.
Woo! Wow! Well done, Sergeant Jeff. This place is getting hot. You did an amazing job.
Thank you, Cameron.
Well done. Now, let's find out how many times did Sergeant Jeff tap his shoulder. Sergeant Jeff?
Yes.
You tap your shoulder 57 times! Woo! Did you guys manage to keep up with Sergeant Jeff?
You know, Cameron, children, it's okay even if you did not manage to tap your shoulders as many times as me. What's more important is that you persevere all the way till the end of the game. And that is the most important. Perseverance.
Yes, that's right. Sergeant Jeff has definitely showed us the meaning of perseverance.
Yes.
Well done. Thank you once again for tuning in to E-News, where we bring you stories that count from people who care. Thank you, and remember, persevere.
Veer.
Yep. Thank you. We'll see you next time on E-News. My name is Cameron, signing off for now.
Hey! Welcome to the streets of Notre Dame! Ooh, my name is Esperanza, and I'm the greatest storyteller here. Ooh. And this is my gigantic storybook that will come to life as I tell you a story today about a man that persevered. Are you ready? If you are ready, sit back, relax, enjoy as I bring you back to the good old days of the kingdom of Babylon. Wow. Beautiful. Boys and girls, welcome to Babylon. Wow! Long time ago, in a land far, far away, in the kingdom of Babylon, there was a king. His name is called King Darius. King Darius had many leaders to help him to run the country. And one of them, he was a Hebrew man. His name is called Daniel. Daniel was such a good and able man, and King Darius was very pleased with him because whatever he did it right. And so King Darius planned to put him in charge over the whole kingdom. Wow! Because Daniel was good and able in everything he did. But King Darius had many other leaders as well. And when they heard that King Darius planned to put Daniel in charge of the whole kingdom, they were really unhappy. They were jealous. And because of that, they planned to get Daniel into trouble. But they couldn't find any fault with Daniel because Daniel was trustworthy and he never did anything wrong. So they came to a conclusion that the only way they can get Daniel into trouble must be in connection with the law of his God and his love for God, because Daniel loved God very much. So one day they had an evil plan. They went to King Darius and they say, "Oh, mighty king, may you live forevermore. King, for the next 30 days, make a new order that the whole kingdom must not worship other gods, but you alone, O king. If anyone worships another god for the next 30 days, they will be thrown into the lion's den." The reason why the leaders wanted to do that is because they know that Daniel loved God so much that he will pray to God 3 times a day. And so, in that way, Daniel will be in serious trouble. And so King Darius thought to himself, that sounds good. All right, let that new order be issued. That means Daniel cannot pray to God anymore. If he does, he will be thrown into the lion's den. Do you think Daniel persevered?
or did he give up? Let's find out more. Wow! What a beautiful room! Wow! Daniel went back to his room and he continued to pray to God. He continued to praise God and pray to God 3 times a day. Wow! Daniel didn't give up on his love for God, knowing that if he continues to pray to God, he'll be thrown into the lion's den. But you know what? Daniel persevered. Daniel persevered in his love for God. Wow! Amazing! But one day, something happened. Some people were there when Daniel was praying. It was the other leaders. The other leaders that wanted to get Daniel into trouble. They saw Daniel praying to God, asking for help. And immediately they went to King Darius. Oh, mighty king, may you live forevermore. King Darius, we saw someone praying to another god and not to you. King Darius said, who is that man? Oh, mighty king, that man is Daniel, the leader. When King Darius heard that, he was so sad because now he has to throw Daniel into the lion's den. And so they went and took Daniel to the lion's den. Let's make the sound of the lions. And just before they threw Daniel into the lion's den, King Darius said, Daniel, you love God and serve Him so faithfully. May your God save you. And they threw Daniel into the lion's den. King Darius was so worried he went back to his palace. I'm worried too. How can anyone survive being in a den filled with hungry lions? So that night, King Darius couldn't sleep. He was so worried, he kept thinking about Daniel. And night passed. The morning came, the sun rose, and immediately King Darius ran as fast as he could to the lion's den. And when he reached there, he shouted, Daniel, did your God save you? And then a voice came back. It was the voice of Daniel. He said, my king, my God saved me. My God protected me. He sent an angel. He sent an angel to shut the mouths of the lion so that I would not be harmed. Wow! God protected Daniel because Daniel loved God and he persevered even when it is hard, knowing that if he continued to pray to God, he'll be thrown into the lion's den. But he persevered and God saved Daniel. God protected him. Wow! And so they took Daniel out of the lion's den. And for the other leaders that wanted to get Daniel into trouble, they and their family, they were thrown into the lion's den. And before they even reached the ground, the lions attacked and crushed them. Wow, that is so sad. But you know what? After that, King Darius issued a new order for the whole kingdom that from now on, everyone must worship and honor the God of Daniel. Wow! And all this happened because Daniel loved God with all of his heart and he persevered even when it was difficult and hard. And that's why we have this wonderful story. The end. Now, children, before I end, I want to encourage all of you. Let's be like Daniel. Let's love God, but let's persevere when it is hard to love Him. When times are difficult, don't give up. Put your hope in Him. My name is Esperanza, which means hope. Put your hope in God, persevere, and keep loving Him. I'll see you again next time. If you ever come to Notre Dame,